So the initiative has been around for 8 years now. We started in 2010 upon invitation of Pernod Ricard, actually. And basically they identified there was a risk alcohol consumption among international students, or among students in general. International students being one of the target groups that needs this project the most. And of course they contacted ESN as the organization on the ground working with the students to implement the Responsible Party program. So since 2010 we have done hundreds, even maybe thousands of parties with this label. So we don't organize the parties express for the Responsible Party. What we do is the parties that we would organize anyway, we make sure that the label is there and that the message is there. The message is very simple. You have to learn how to drink responsibly. We don't tell people that they should not drink. That's not our mission, we believe. But it is our mission to inform them on how they can have a responsible and healthy, actually, or healthier alcohol consumption. This is done on the ground through volunteers that we prepare before the events. So before the events, this is the first step. Before the events, our volunteers that are in the parties doing their usual job, they are prepared on how to spread this message towards international students. So there's a lot of gadgets that we distribute during the party with this label. Gadgets like condoms, could be sunglasses, fun things that have the label and that people will use outside. But the most important gadgets we distribute are actually bottles of water and leaflets that inform you how much alcohol can your body actually handle. And the key message is very simple. For every dose of alcohol, and the doses are corresponded to your weight, to your gender as well. So all of these influences, and the leaflet explains it in a very easy, iconographic way. Depending on your personal characteristics, so 1 dose of alcohol should correspond to 1 dose of water. And if you respect this rule, you will never cross the border to the bad effects of alcohol. So in this time, to answer to your question, in this time, when I joined ESN in the beginning, 5 years ago, this was one of the first initiatives I actually saw from ESN. It's very visible. It's in most events, if not as an official label, it is at least understood. And I could understand, even in myself, that after attending 2 or 3 of these parties and having this message over and over being spread to me, myself, today, it's very rare for me to just consume alcohol and not having a bottle of water next to me. It's just part of how I consume alcohol today. And we know, because we did a study, we know it's also part of how the students drink alcohol today. I'm not sure if in the beginning they are aware of how much they will be changed over the semester or over the year they will pass with us. But at the beginning they play with it. So they play with the gadgets, they don't take it too seriously, but this message does stay in your mind. Of course, when you're 20 years old, maybe you're not so much aware of, you think that your body can handle everything, but it's true that this message stays in your mind. And even if it doesn't change your habit consumption, your alcohol consumption during your stay, it will go with you home. We commissioned to one university, Université Catholique de Leuven, here in Belgium. And they did this study completely independently from us. We just provided the data from a survey that we did ourselves to the students. This survey had about 30,000 answers from students in the beginning of their semester. And then at the end of their semester, about 14,000 came back to us, meaning that we had reliable data that we could compare from before and after the experience, and so before and after contacting with the Responsible Party program. This survey told us that about 40% of the students that answered to the survey have a risky alcohol consumption during their staying abroad. And actually a large number of these increase their alcohol consumption while abroad, which is worrisome. We also understood, however, that the large majority, about 80%, even more, say that they understood the message and that they think the program is important. And they also understood from the survey that the most important aspect of the survey is indeed the bottle of water accompanied with a leaflet. So when we give a bottle of water, we always give the paper saying, what's the message? Why are we giving you a bottle of water in the first place? or the study, the scientific study, tells us that it's harder for the program to be successful in Eastern countries, so Eastern Europe and Central Europe. This has to do with many aspects, many of them cultural, of course, so the way alcohol is already consumed, regardless of the international experience. Also with the fact that alcohol tends to be cheaper in these countries, so of course it's easier to have access to alcohol. So all of these and other aspects make these countries particularly challenging for the program to be successful. In other countries, the already existing factors make it easier to be successful. For the next steps, we will have to pay particular attention to these countries. Another important challenge is that in order for the program to be successful, as I said, the water distribution is essential. And it's not always easy to make the water enter the places where the parties will be held. This happens because they are held in bars, in discotheques, and in these places they already sell their own water, and not always they will want us to bring water from the outside or to label their own water, for many reasons, with our brand. So we don't want to just give the water, we want to brand it as well, to make people connect the brand and the message with the water that is being given to them. So the program will now evolve. That's what we are doing. We will focus more and more in the countries where it is implemented, so in the 40 TSN countries, or most of them, in large events, so what we call national events, events with 1,000 or more students, to have a big impact at the same time with one investment. But most importantly, the program will also evolve in scope. We want also the message now to be not only about the health, the effects it has on health, the risky alcohol consumption, but also on the education scores, on the poor quality of sleep, on how hard it is then to have good results with the Erasmus program. And also, and this is also what we are more and more sharing with the DG Education and Culture of the Commission, on the image of the program. If you want to have a program with an image that is respected by other stakeholders, by the employers, we need to have a program that kills definitely the image of being a party program that is unfortunately still around and damages heavily those that are proud to have the Erasmus experience in their CVs.